by the two organizing co-chairs, and we'll let them give the closing remarks for PyCascades. But thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Madison. Can I take just a moment to say thank you absolutely from the bottom of my heart, everyone who listens, and so many of the people I see in the chat have been guests, including you, Nina. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Hi, Nina.
Hi. Oh, wait, I mentioned in chat that Michael and I recorded an episode in person in the before times so I could show off some hardware demos.
It was such a good recording. That was exactly the opposite of now. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Well, I'm just glad that we can all still be together in this new way, at least, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll hand it off to you. Thank you so much, Brian and Michael. And we'll see and hear you online.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Here we are.
I cannot believe we're done. I mean, the day just really flew by. Like it went like that for me.
And it was surprisingly less stressful than anticipated, with all of the changes and the non-experience with an online conference. I thought I would just run on high RPM heart rate all day long, and it wasn't quite that.
Yeah, it's been super chill. We put a lot of work into the conference in the months leading up to it, and I think that has let us have a super chill day today, which unlike an in-person event where normally, you are kind of running around and putting out fires, but this is it's just been smooth sailing. So.
And we'll get into why that is towards the end of this a little bit more.
Hint, hint, it's not really because of us.
Yeah, no. Should we do a little reflection into the day?
Yes, I would love that.
All right. Where to start? I was blown away by how many people showed up. I remember a very early conversation that we've had as the organizers, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, don't expect a lot of people to sign up," and it drops off when you turn it into an offline, in an online conference from an offline conference. I was blown away by the amount of tickets that we've been able to sell, how many of you wanted to join us, and then even more, how many showed up today throughout the day and engaged and talked about everything. Questions for the speakers. I've just been jumping around between different rooms, and it's been really nice to see how much engagement has been in the different rooms and the different tracks, and just really, really wonderful to see. Usually one of the things that we do at the end of PyCascades is at the end of the closing, we take a massive group picture, and we won't be able to do that today. So we had a couple of helpers and organizers behind the scenes do something a little bit similar but different. And we were collecting some pictures from people that received their printed badges, some speakers, some organizers, some volunteers and attendees that were able to share their picture with us. So really, really grateful for getting all of these little pictures and moments of the day to be able to share those with you. And we have a couple of special mentions. Here is one of the backstage people, Chris, who's been helping us throughout the day. And for someone who's in Australia on a very, very screwed up schedule, he looks very chipper and happy. So that's always good to see. And the other special mention is Lucy, aka Sprint Kitty. I don't know the full context of all of that, but apparently she's been made.
Has kindly volunteered to be one of our sprint coordinators tomorrow. So I have dubbed Lucy Sprint Kitty.
Okay. So, Lucy has been just lying there and watching all of this. do you want to talk a little bit more about some feedback that we've heard and some other attendee and speaker experiences from today, Nina?
Yeah, there's really been no better way to end months of planning. This is some of the feedback that we have gotten from speakers and attendees. I am loving this conference. The LED Python lecture has me so happy and inspired. There's a message about being a wonderful conference with a really impressive set of organizers, volunteers, and speakers. Thank you so much for the wonderful time. There were great comments about our code of conduct playbook for the staff and the code of conduct staff and how everything was considered. Another thank you for the conference. Someone says that they have learned a bunch. They got new inspiration. They received very nice feedback for their talk and greetings from the other side of the globe. And a really sweet message saying, I wanted to share that seeing fellow transgender people in the Python community and at the conference is so special and validating. And I'm very appreciative for seeing people who look like me be involved and be giving talks. And I wanted all the organizers to know that the inclusivity is so heartwarming and I'm so happy. So that really tugs at the heartstrings. It's really nice to hear these messages. They're very kind, and we've put a lot of effort into the event over these past few months, and statements like this really make it a worthwhile experience. So thank you. We did have other feedback from somebody who is kind of new to the community. I don't think they've gone to many Python events in the past. And they said, I super love how snake emoji appears to be a valid answer to literally any question. How are things going? Snake. What you working on? Snake. What has you most excited here? Probably snake. Actually, when they sent this to me, I legit snort laughed. And I had not had a good snort laugh in a while, so I really appreciated that.
It was really funny after you shared that. I was actually paying more attention to the reactions in the chats, and there were predominantly snakes shared with other reactions.
It's true. I mean, this is very valid feedback, so we appreciate that. Mentored sprints are tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific. They're going to be in Venulus, so please log into Venulus again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. if you'd like to participate. No experience necessary. So if you've always been curious about what open source is or what open source means, please drop by tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of experienced folks who are willing and able to help you get started with open source, to learn Git and GitHub, and there are quite a few projects joining us tomorrow. So if you're interested, please join us.
And that brings us to some special thanks. The PyCascades started out as its own little nonprofit organization, and then we applied with the PSF to become a fiscal sponsoree to have an easier time to register as a proper charity or a nonprofit organization in the US, and to get the support and experience, especially around accounting and taxes and financials, some of the logistics that the PSF already has. And so
turns out taxes are hard. Who knew?
Apparently they are. And especially in the US, it seems to be a little bit harder than in places where it's already hard. So, so we've been part of the PSF as a sponsoree for the last 3 years, including this year, and have been massively benefiting from the support of the PSF, whether that's legal or in terms of accounting. And so wanted to give a big shout out to the accounting team from the PSF and the legal team from the PSF and everybody else who's behind the scenes kind of helping us out with everything that's involved in that. And then obviously there's the sponsors that are helping us get the money together to pay for all of this and put this on. So I want to just go through our sponsors again and give them the thank you that they deserve for trusting us in spending their money wisely and giving them an experience that's worth it for them as well, that they get value out of this. So Microsoft Azure has been our diamond sponsor. They've been previous sponsors as well. And they've run a very successful booth today. I've dropped in a couple of times, and it was really nice to see the presentations around deploying to their cloud platform. And it was really, really nice to see people engage there as well. So thank you to Microsoft for all of their support and for staffing their booth throughout the entire event. Next up is Twilio. They've been stepping up to help us provide great closed captioning support. They've also had a booth that was staffed throughout the day, and the folks from Twilio have done a great job in doing some live coding sessions and demos in there as well, showing off the communication API and how they help developers do better communication.
I just want to chime in too that because of Twilio, we were able to offer live closed captioning, which is not something that all remote events are able to offer, but it does offer a much higher quality experience to folks who do use closed captioning. And, there's a lot less guesswork. Our captioners have been amazing, and they've really done a high quality job. So it really helps our event be more inclusive to folks who might not be able to participate otherwise. And we appreciate that.
Thank you for that. And then the last two mentions from our sponsors, we have as our gold sponsors, CBRE. They use Python a lot in their industry for data science, data analysis, and building their applications around commercial real estate. And then we have our community sponsor, API Metrics. They provide analytics and performance monitoring of API services. So make sure that you check them out as well online, see what they do, or if you're looking for a job, definitely check out their job pages on their websites as well. Everybody always looks for good Python people. And so we're really thankful for all of our sponsors for trusting us, for working with us, and for helping make this possible. Thank you.
Yeah, we are super thankful for both our sponsors and our team. Without either, we would not have been able to put on this event. And especially, you might have noticed that we've had really high quality AV this year. We've had really smooth audio, and we've had a great conference platform. We've had high quality captioning, and all of that is because of our sponsors. They were able to provide the monetary support that we needed to hire these high quality folks and pay for these high quality platforms. And our AV team, any of you who are speakers have probably interacted with them. They've been lovely to work with. We have Ryan and Chris from Next Day Video. They're based in Australia, and I'm pretty sure they woke up at 2 a.m. to come hang out with us all day, make sure that all of the audio and video stuff was running super smoothly. So if you'd like to check them out, they have a website, nextdayvideo.com. And then Peter at Layton has also been our AV volunteer all day doing tech checks for all our speakers so that when we go live, everything is running super smoothly. And I just wanted to mention, a lot of you folks said that you liked the tunes. So that would actually be our AV support person, Chris. He's apparently like a super secret famous DJ. So if you want to check out more of his beats, you can go to soundcloud.com/Citrix. Everyone loved the music. So thank you so much.
All right, and none of this would have been nicely tied together the way it was between the CFP and the ticket sales and the actual platform that we spent most of our day on today. Without the amazing work from Raphael and his team, Rami in Germany, they've built all three platforms, Venulus, Pretix, and Pretalks, and we've used them because they work extremely well together. They tie in together really well. And it's been great working with him, great working with his team. They've been extremely supportive. And the fact that they've worked with Ryan and Next Day Video and Chris as well prior and have a good working relationship as well has just made it so much easier for us to make all of this possible. So thank you to Raphael and his team as well. And then we've talked about closed captioning quite a bit. Again, this has been made possible by Twilio through their sponsorship. And White Coat Captioning is the company that has provided the closed captioning. Both Vanessa and Ashley have been working throughout the day in the interactive track as well as in the pre-recorded track, provided captioning. They're probably typing as I'm speaking. So thank you to both of you for being here, making this possible, and making sure that everybody can participate in the best possible way for them.
And now I just wanted to put some names, some faces to the names and go through some of our team who worked really hard over the past few months to make this possible. For sponsorship, we had Eliza as the sponsorship chair and also the last minute photo collage editor. She put together the great photo collage from all the attendees, and we had Seb with support on that. Thanks to them, we got contracts signed and kind of got all the hard stuff out of the way.
Yeah, a special shout out to Eliza. She's been a rock, especially in communications with sponsors. She made sure that everybody was happy, and this was an amazing job from her perspective. And then you all have received a lot of emails and tweets, and a lot of that was written up, put together, scheduled, information chased up. Where is this? You said I would get this. Essie has done an amazing job at communicating, at keeping us on track with communication, making sure that she has all of the information that's needed, that we're communicating the right things at the right time. It's been really incredible, and we're really thankful for all of the work that she's done throughout the last few months. And also communications, but in a different way, mostly with our speakers, putting together the speaker's guide, coordinating between the AV team, the speakers, and tech checks. A lot of things go on behind the scenes, especially with an event like this. And so Catherine has been amazing at making sure that all of the speakers are taken care of, that they know where to be, and what we need from them, giving them the information that sometimes change from one day to the next because we just learned how to do things properly. So thank you, Catherine, for all of the things that you've done to make our speakers be in the right place at the right time and also feel like we've communicated well. And then one of the things that we've always been doing is trying to provide opportunities, financial opportunities to people, to you who might not have the money to spend it. Usually we would give out travel grants, but obviously that's not something that's possible or needed at the moment. And so we've spent most of our financial grant attention on giving out tickets and helping people have the technical equipment that they need to participate in this event. And Cato has been shepherding that throughout the entire process and made sure that we're helping whoever needed financial help in attending this event. She's also been responsible for the amazing social event yesterday, for putting everything into spatial chat and creating an amazing space with the help of Medicine and SD. She's done an amazing job at just like pulling everything together, having a DJ, having this little dance party, even though we're all online right now, was really a great highlight for yesterday.
And I want to say that she did that all without, like, while losing power for 3 days this week, because she was in Portland and yeah, her power went out. So
yeah, amazing job. Thank you, Kato, for all of the work that you've put into this.
Next up, we have Britt, who's volunteer coordinator. We've had about 50 volunteers this year, just keeping things rolling smoothly behind the scenes, being our moderators, making sure all the speakers are in the right place at the right time, leading those Q&A sessions that you might have been a part of. And Britt has been the mastermind behind all of that. So thank you so much, Britt. We could not have done this without you. And we don't have time to read all the volunteer names, but they are on the slide. And usually what we would do is have all the volunteers come on stage. We can't do that this year. So if you are a volunteer and you've contributed to PyCascades in some way and you're in chat for this video, I would love for you to say hello and maybe mention where you're from and just say hello to all the attendees, because we couldn't have done this without your help. So we really appreciate that. Next up, we have Asha, who is the program committee chair. She put together the CFP process, made sure that all the talks got reviewed, changed her schedule around so that all the talks fit and all of our international speakers were accommodated in the best way possible. I mean, we had this panel that had folks from Indonesia, South Korea, and Zimbabwe, and she is a scheduling wizard who somehow made all of that work. So thank you to her for putting together the amazing program. And thank you to all of our speakers who we couldn't have this event without them. They were so fantastic. We had the pre-recorded track where folks were able to hang out and chat in their talk while their talk was playing. And then we had that great interactive Q&A. And then we had our panels and our demos, and kind of got to hear from a lot of folks in the Python community about what their experience has been like for the past year. So I know for me personally, I learned a lot, and that was really fun and exciting. If any of the speakers are in chat, please say hello and mention where you're from. Next, we had Madison, who was head of our Code of Conduct committee, our diversity chair, and also helped out with the social. Thankfully, everything was quiet on the Code of Conduct front this year because all of you are such lovely, considerate attendees. So I'm very happy to know that. We had a team of Code of Conduct volunteers, again, keeping an eye on the conference and making sure that everybody had as positive of an experience as they possibly could. So if you're currently in chat, please say hello and mention where you're from. We would appreciate that. And lastly, we have Eric, who is our day of support and really our team cheerleader. He's been involved in PyCascades since the beginning, so we wanted to shout him out and thank him so much. We have Tanya, who helped out with coordinating our sprints for tomorrow, and you will get to meet her tomorrow. And lastly, we have us. You've seen our talking heads quite a bit. This picture makes me a little bit sad because my hair was so vibrant and so pink, and now my hair is really long and like I have like sad little dull pink tips all the way. So every time I see this picture, I'm like, pink hair, I miss it. But I did want to take a moment to thank Seb. I'm pretty sure I wanted to quit several times, and I'm like, I can't leave Seb behind. Seb is just too pure and too good for this world, and I can't leave him hanging. So
I feel like we've been holding each other up in a couple of places over the last several months. Because I would be saying, I would say the same about you, that there have been moments where I was like, I don't know what to do anymore, and then Nina swoops in and is the saving grace at the end of the day. It's been
I'm the
amazing.
Band-Aid chair.
Sorry?
I'm the Band-Aid chair. When things are broken, I come in and I put a Band-Aid on them.
You're more than that, Mina.
Oh,
You're more than
thanks.
that. It's been an amazing pleasure working with you, and for me, I've had an amazing experience over the last 6-8 months, however long it was, working with you, working with everybody else on the team, and it's always mind-blowing how many balls we can all keep juggling all at the same time. And when one drops a ball, and I've done that probably more than once, somebody else swoops in and never any of the balls hit the floor. It's just incredible. And so thank you to every person that has been involved, and thank you to you, Nina, for keeping my spirits up and working with me on this.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Seb. I'm blushing. Well, I think that's a wrap. Thank you all so much, everybody who came, who contributed, who attended, who interacted. We were so glad to have you, so glad to see you, and see you next year, maybe TBD. We're still not sure what things are going to look like in February of next year, but we would like to put on another PyCascades. And of course, if you like what you saw today, we would love your help. If you would like to volunteer some of your time and your energy to putting an event like this on next year, we would just love to have you. And of course, you can share any of your thoughts with us, any pictures that you've taken, anything that you've learned today. We would love to hear about it on Twitter, #PyCascades. And before we wrap it up, Seb, do you have any last words?
I don't. Come join us on Slack if you're not already there. Slack is always open throughout the year. Reach out if you have anything that you want to share. Like Nina said, if you want to volunteer or help us out, we're always welcoming you with open arms. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for making me feel very, very lovingly hugged throughout the day by the things that people shared and how you've spent time with each other. And have a great rest of your day, evening, or whatever time it is for you right now.
Morning, nighttime, afternoon. And the link to Slack is on our website, pycascades.com. All right, everyone, that's a wrap. See you next year.